Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let's take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome to Wisconsin Family. I'm Jessa Jeremiah.
I'm Justin Riley, and we are on location at the J&K Security Solutions Model Smart Home. And I just have to interject, Jessa, this is our 202nd show.
I can't believe it.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Wow.
We've made it.
We've made it.
I mean, us specifically. We're still here.
We've made it. We're still
Right.
here.
That's pretty
haven't
exciting.
canned us yet, but
Yeah.
anyway, we're going to be talking about home security later on in the show with J&K Security Solutions. We're really excited about that. It's not nearly as invasive or expensive as you might think.
Yeah, I think it's great for folks to have some options in terms of home security and realizing that it's an easier process, and they're going to walk you through it. I love that they're locally owned too.
They are locally owned, and then all of the services that they have, because they've got a call dispatch center for, because that's what is required for a home security system.
Absolutely.
That they have here locally. That's actually really affordable.
That's so unique. You're actually dealing with somebody here in your hometown family business.
Yeah.
We'll chat and learn a little bit more about them later. I think you'll be very impressed. We're also going to be talking about some fun activities to do this summer. If you remember James from Best of Janesville, he's going to be joining us. They have the best Friday nights down there, let me tell you.
Friday night lights.
It's a ton of fun.
It's a picker's paradise down there.
Literally is a picker's paradise. Yeah, they have all these people that come out, they set up, and you can go do this too. You can set up whatever you want to sell.
Yeah.
There's no cost.
You can be a vendor.
You literally just basically put up a table in the lawn and sell whatever you like. So what a fun thing to bring the family and go find treasures.
Yeah.
I love it.
Fantastic. We'll also be joined by Jessica Schultz from BeYOUtiful Minds and Fitness. She's going to talk to us a little bit about the connection between the mind and the body and how exercise and therapy can really go together.
Yeah, really important stuff. You don't want to miss that. That's coming up next.
'Cause every day is a new day.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are on location at the J&K Security Solutions Model Smart Home. I'm excited because we're going to be talking home security with them a little bit later in the show.
I am too. We're going to learn a little bit about how easy it is, I think.
It is pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever wondered how the mind and body are truly connected, then you should look no further than Jessica Schultz from BeYOUtiful Minds and Fitness. Jessica, welcome.
Thank you.
Glad to see you.
I'm glad to see you too.
First time on Wisconsin Family. You've been on
Yes.
Girl Talk once, and we're really glad to have you with us
Thank
today.
you. I'm glad to be back.
So talk to us give us a little bit of background of you and how you started BeYOUtiful Minds and Fitness. I should say
Sure.
BeYOUtiful.
BeYOUtiful. So I'm a marriage and family therapist as well as a certified fitness trainer. And so I work with individuals, couples, families, and helping them improve their well-being, not only their physical fitness, but their mental fitness. And so I do that through the combination of personal training and marriage and family therapy.
I love that philosophy. Like Justin said, the mind-body connection, I think, is so powerful, and I love that you get that and help empower others to understand that. It's really important. So combining those two, personal training and therapy, talk about some steps that you've taken to help families or help a person recreate their lifestyle.
Sure. Well, first of all, everyone's pretty scared, to talk or to check in with me, right? Because, personal trainers are a little intimidating. Going to therapy can be intimidating. So what I really do is just try to get to know the person and look at what are your goals. So what do you want to be able to be your best self? And then what is your obstacle to getting there? Because obviously they're looking to me because something's not clicking or working for them, right? So we have to assess those obstacles. Then we'll just create some short-term plans, and we'll create some long-term action plans, and we'll move forward.
I like it.
Yeah.
Just a woman with a plan.
Woman with plan.
And you talked about obstacles, and often I've heard it said that we are our own worst enemies at times. So obviously, a lot of the obstacles are all in a person's head at times.
can
So
be.
what is an example of a mental obstacle that you might help somebody to overcome?
Sure. I think a lot of my clients talk about emotional eating. So the idea that when we are stressed, upset, angry, bad day at work, so we keep revolving around that vending machine, right? Or our boss says something to us, and so we go to this break room and have a couple brownies. And, you know, so the idea of using food to cope with our feelings. So we work a lot on just checking in with ourselves, learning some emotional regulation tools, learning more about what we're truly feeling, bringing in some skills to be able to just be with ourselves instead of using something to maladaptively cope.
Interesting.
Eating to cope, I've never heard of this, ever.
Wise. Well, and that's such a snowballing problem. Talk about the mind-body connection there. You're utilizing food to cope with a feeling, and then your body's going to respond, which then, of course, affects your mood and feeling.
Oh, definitely.
So it's just such a snowballing thing. So an important thing not to ignore. On the same lines, let's talk a little bit about an issue that you see a lot regarding physical fitness, because there's a lot of people that struggle with that as well and trying to get motivated.
Exactly. So when I train with my clients, a lot of my clients are looking for, when I first meet them, accountability. So the idea of being present with them, helping them with their homework, scheduling their workouts, and really helping them be accountable to not only themselves but somebody else. Now with that, working in a gym environment, I like to do a lot of resistance training, a lot of strength training, and that's really scary and overwhelming to some people because you can get injured. So what we do is also focus on safety. So accountability, learning proper form, and just being really safe so that you feel comfortable in the gym. Then the second step is moving into a direction where you're your own advocate and your own person to check in with. You're accountable to yourself. So then we work on increasing discipline and really changing from an external source that motivates you to inside yourself to motivate yourself.
It's so smart because it's a learned habit, right? I mean, essentially, it might not be that you don't understand the principles behind it, but you need somebody to get you started, hold you accountable, and then help you adapt that behavior as part of your regular life.
Yeah, definitely, of course.
I'm getting it.
And we've talked about the concept of self-care and how that really has to, the whole lifestyle change has to come from a place where you have a desire to really take care of yourself versus I just need to lose some weight.
Yes.
I mean, it's like I need to take care of myself and maybe losing weight will happen and maybe it won't and that's great. But I really just need to take care of myself, I think.
Exactly. A lot of my clients, you know, you can go, there are personal trainers everywhere, right? And so I'm really looking for someone who's interested in recreating their lifestyle.
Right, yeah. Real quick before we go, some of us may have seen this, the New York Times recently published an article about the reality TV show, The Biggest Loser, and how most of those contestants actually gained back all of the weight they lost, if not more. What are your thoughts about that as a marriage and family therapist and personal trainer?
Well, while I appreciate the show in that it brings the idea of hope and inspiration into people's lives that they can do something and they have control, at the end of the day, I feel as though sometimes it does an injustice because it really teaches people that they should have rapid weight loss, restrict their eating, over-exercising for hours at a time, and then that's the way to change your life. When what that does is just set up your body for a lot of imbalances and confusion, and long-term ruins your metabolism. So you want to do a holistic change, treat the entire person, do that safely.
Absolutely.
Smart.
Jessica Schultz from BeYOUtiful Minds and Fitness, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks.
Don't go away. When we come back, we're talking repurposing and Picker's Paradise with Best of Janesville. It's Wisconsin Family.
Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at J&K Security Solutions off Park Street, and we are enjoying ourselves. What do you think?
I'm enjoying myself, for sure. We're going to talk home security with those folks a little bit later in the show.
That's right. We're having the best of times, and we're about to talk about the best of Janesville. And here to do that is James Flister, and we're so glad to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, glad to have you back. This is like the most exciting time of year for you, right? I mean, you have the outdoor flea market going on. Maybe it's the most exciting time of year for us because you have the outdoor flea market going on. So talk to us about that.
Yes, the outdoor flea market's in full swing. We call it Friday Night Lights. So every Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. We have it going on at our shop in Janesville. Anybody's welcome to come up and set up to be a vendor. So it's free to be a vendor. So if you have cool stuff and you want to sell it, come on down. And the only prerequisite is got to have fun.
You must have
You
fun.
must have fun.
That's right.
Mandatory fun. I like it.
Do you get a fair amount of new people who have never, sold through Best of Janesville or anywhere else before?
We do. We're starting to get a nice variety. Like, for example, some specific things. We've been seeing a lady brought some old, apple crates, that's kind of a nice thing for decor and stuff. Another lady brought a whole bunch of jewelry, handmade jewelry, and found jewelry pieces. So we're starting to see a nice variety on these Friday night markets.
That's great.
So
That's
fun.
great.
I love those kinds of finds. I want to use those apple crates and put my towels in it and
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
Like have those in your home.
So even you can flea market. You too can
If
flea
I
market.
can do it,
Yeah.
you for sure can do it.
So you guys also do have a service for estate sales. Talk to us a little bit about that.
We do. So we have this estate sales service. We'll come to your home and we'll do an entire clean out or just a couple items, whatever works for you, and we'll take it back to our shop. We'll price it, sort it, research it, and we'll go ahead and we'll sell that for you. And it's on our consignment model, so we'll make sure that that it works out for you. We treat those items with the respect that it deserves during this time of change if you need to downsize.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know, are there, when you do those types of estate sales, are there things that just will never sell? I'm always curious to know, there's all these, you go into people's homes, and they've taken good care of them, but all of it's this really old stuff. I'm wondering, does all of that stuff sell pretty well?
Eventually it sells. If it's there long enough, somebody's going to walk through. And we build some nice outside sale events around these estate sales.
Sure.
And so eventually the right person's going to come by, and we're marketing this stuff on our social media pages and whatnot. So it's
Yeah.
getting a lot of reach. So
Right.
a lot of eyeballs end up seeing this stuff.
That's cool.
Well, and I think too, the right person sees it. Somebody with, maybe it's a piece of junk to you or me, but if you have a creative eye and you're able to repurpose something, that's where
Yeah.
it starts getting fun to use those
Yeah.
old pieces. So
Exactly.
you get the right creative types out there. And
Yep.
Right.
That's our motto. We're a
Yeah.
destination for repurposers and a picker's paradise.
I love that.
Picker's
saying.
paradise.
Picker's paradise. So James, let's talk a little bit of, speaking of your hat. We weren't, but let's speak of your hat. You also have a U-Haul dealership, which is of course perfect because you can pick up these items. You'll help them get them home. But you also, we maybe touched on this last time we talked. I can't remember, but you sell retired U-Haul box trucks.
Yes. So we have the U-Haul dealership, so any size truck or trailer that you need or towing equipment. But now we also sell the used box trucks. So we've sold several recently, a couple 26-foot trucks and a 17-foot truck. So any size you need, 10-foot, 15-foot, 17, 20, 26, we can get it for you. It's reasonably priced, and if you have a business or for whatever reason you might want to own one of these box trucks, come on down and see us, and we can fix you up.
That's very cool. Very
Maybe
cool.
you can, have you seen they've got a show now about making homes out of the old
Yes.
like truck backs.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Maybe you can make yourself a nice
It's
little
kind of
fort.
a thing now. It is,
You
yeah.
gonna go get a truck, Jessa?
I might. I like the idea. It's modern. It's in. I like it.
So I'm curious to know, and I think viewers are too, what is Best of Luck?
So Best of Luck is this thing we've kind of started. It's this forum, Facebook forum, where we're going to highlight local artists, entrepreneurs, anybody out there hustling and driving, trying to do something. So we're gonna present a little bio and highlight all of their items, so the rest of the people can see what they're up to. Kind of gives them a little launch into give their Facebook page a boost or their business a boost or whatever. So it's just kind of a nice, fun forum to highlight people.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
You're so savvy with all this stuff, James. It's fun to talk to you. Let's talk about anything coming up for big events. What's Summer Salvage Competition?
Yes, so we've got a summer architectural salvage sale. So SAS, SAS in the Grass is what it's called. So we're partnering with our friends at Oliby's Vintage Market in Whitewater again. So we're calling this the Vintage Hunters SAS in the Grass event. So that's Saturday, July 23rd. So it's basically a competition. So for artists, anybody that's into like 3D sculptures, that sort of thing, go ahead and repurpose an item and bring it on down, and we're gonna have a competition. It'll be judged, and there'll be cash prizes too.
Well, that's very cool.
Sass in the Grass, and you could win some cash. You can add that.
That's right.
Add that in. Well, thanks a bunch. You have an exciting summer, all kinds of stuff to talk about, but go out for Friday Night Lights for sure. That sounds like tons of fun.
Definitely.
Every
Come on
Friday?
down. Every Friday.
I love it. But down in Janesville, Best of Janesville. This is James Flister, and that's it for you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. We're going to be right back chatting with J&K Security Solutions about home security. Stick with us.
And welcome back to Wisconsin Family, and this is the moment we've been waiting for. We are here at J&K Security Solutions, the model smart home, and we're going to talk about security solutions, which is what J&K does best. So we are joined now by Dan Tennyson and Bill Topel. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Very good.
Good. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for being here.
We've enjoyed it.
Yeah. So give us a little bit of a backdrop to talk about this, our conversation about security. Give us some background on how J&K Security Solutions got started.
Well, in 1985, J&K began as just a lock and key shop out of the owner's home. In '87, they incorporated on Park Street, and they've been here ever since. This is the 4th location, so locally owned, family-operated company for about 30 years.
Wow.
And a growing company, which is really cool.
Yeah, we don't just do keys anymore. We have a key shop,
Right.
I love that's where you started, though. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, how security has evolved over the years, and now we're into electronic security, card access, cameras, fire, hollow metal doors, and smart home obviously is a big thing as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And talk a little bit about how, you know, the security has evolved. So you mentioned some things, but talk about kind of the current climate compared to previously.
Well, I think there's still kind of a big need for security. There always has been, and that trend has kind of continued to grow with time. But I think a lot of people want to protect their home, their property, their families. And getting a security system has become more easier now and today than it was in years past.
Yeah, I think that's the point for people to know is it's not as big of an undertaking as it used to be now with all the technology. You know, we've touched on this before, but it is important to know that you don't have to rip up your whole home to get the security you're wanting.
Right. So a lot of folks still just do the traditional lock. They lock the front door, you know, when they leave, and that's their security system. Talk to us about some of the more sophisticated security solutions, specifically like what you guys do.
Yeah, and certainly a lock, a good deadbolt and lock is going to be your first line of defense against anything.
Right. And a deadbolt is preferable.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
It just sounds scary.
But now, when you think about a security system, you think about the nuts and bolts are a control panel, a keypad, a siren, or an audible alarm of some kind, door contacts, glass breaks, motion detectors, heat sensors, fire detectors, water sensors.
Wow, okay, so the water sensors and fire detectors are still, those are part of the security system.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In a residential application, people are certainly tiring in their fires. They want to know, and especially in Wisconsin, a lot of people aren't here for the winter.
Sure.
Right.
So they want to know if anything happens to their property. I don't know, maybe.
Can't think of a reason, Justin. Okay, so let's talk about when the alarm goes off. So there's multiple reasons that the alarm could go off, and then what happens from there?
It sort of depends on how you have the system set up. If you have what's referred to as a local system, it goes into alarm and the siren would sound in the home only.
Oh, right.
You can have a monitored option as well, whether it be through a standard phone line or a cellular unit, and it can go out to a monitoring company who can initiate a series of steps on your behalf to call you to see if everything's okay. Maybe it's a false alarm, or they can call the police department or fire department on your behalf and send help if help is needed.
Right. Especially key, like if you aren't there in the winter or for a period of time, or just maybe you work some odd hours or are gone for a long time at night, you might need that extra protection of somebody being called on your behalf, or at least checking in with you. Right?
Yeah, and I want to make sure viewers know about this. This is really cool. You know, you guys offer the monthly. There's like a monthly fee that's involved with getting home security. You know, like the calling center and so forth. Sure. You know, giving people who relay the call to you and so forth. You guys offer that yourself here locally, and it's actually cheaper than most places that you'd go to, like other more nationally recognized security systems. So if people don't have to have new equipment installed or anything like that, they can come to you and say, hey, we just want to change our subscription over to you guys.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. On top of putting in a security system from the very beginning, we can also come behind someone else's work.
Right.
If you were to purchase a home and want to have us monitor the system on your behalf as well, we can take over that for you.
Wow.
And it's more affordable than a lot of the other places. Which is really cool.
It's very reasonable, yes.
And it's local.
It's local too, which is
That's a
great.
good feeling.
People always like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can call and talk to an actual person, so that's nice.
That's huge.
Let's talk a little bit about what homeowners, technology has changed over time. We've discussed that. So what should homeowners expect then going forward? The concern might be, geez, we get something installed now. Is it still going to work or work in the future? So what do they expect for later?
Well, I think the systems that are going in are still going to function on their own for years to come. I think what's going to happen with a lot of the new technology is there's going to be more in wireless, and there's going to be easier, simpler ways that you can get notifications and messages to find out the status of your home, right on your smartphone or on your iPad. That whole technology and consumer-driven security products is really increasing.
Yeah, and I think to your point about being wireless, since technology has changed over time and being able to add things on has to become easier with wireless systems. So maybe in the past, changing or updating to a more advanced security system might have been more of an undertaking, but with wireless, as things get added, they're probably fairly easy to just update and add.
Yep, very true.
That's nice to know too.
So, we were talking about how technology is changing. Where do you guys see the future? What direction are we going with home security systems? Is it going to become more of the same, or is there going to be a change? Do we know that yet?
I think the need and the demand is always going to be there. That's
Right.
probably going to increase with time. I think more and more devices will become wireless. They'll be easier for a consumer to implement and easier to get, like I said, the notifications and things to let you know the status of your home. And to your point, adding more devices to an existing system, or maybe monitoring water or different elements that maybe weren't initially in someone's system, it'll just become easier to add.
Yeah.
And technology is just becoming so much more user-friendly, especially in today's environment where people just sort of expect and know how to use this stuff right out of the gate. It's working very well for us in our business, people understanding and knowing more what they want and how to use it. It helps a lot.
Yeah, that helps. I mean, the learning curve isn't as great as it probably used to be, and I think that's another hindrance, aside from worrying about what's going to happen to your home and is it going to be a construction project, which you've eased our minds there,
Right.
But am I going to know how to use it? Am I going to be able to learn it quickly? I think that's important, and that's what's nice about the growing technology is it's actually getting easier and easier to learn, easier and easier to use, and very similar to other technologies we already have in our own lives.
And that's a big concern for us as we go about working with any customer on a project. We want them to have something that's going to protect them and be easy to use, and that they know how to use it and it's going to work every time for them. We really strive to do our best and do everything that the customer is satisfied at the end of the day with the product that we give
That's
them.
awesome. Really quickly, before we go, tell us why we should go to J&K Security Solutions for home security.
Locally owned and operated company.
Yeah.
We've been in the Madison area, like I said, for 30 years. We'll be here for 30 more years.
30 more years at least.
And we look forward to working with everybody. Our customers are an extension of our family, and we really mean that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're easy to get a hold of, and people know us and recognize us throughout the community.
I feel like I'm part of the family here, and we're just coming here to film a show.
Well, you are. Thank
You are
you.
now, yeah.
You're like that annoying uncle, Jessa.
Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Jessa.
you
I
guys.
always appreciate the self-esteem boost. So, Dan Tennyson and Bill Topel from J&K Security Solutions,
guys.
thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for having us here.
Thank
That's
you.
all the time we have for Wisconsin Family. We'll see you next time.
Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and